everyone, I'm Sarah from the Daly City Public Library. Thanks for joining us today for our Halloween version of Rec and Reading. Today I'm going to be reading Gustavo the Shy Ghost by Flavia Z. Drago. Gustavo was a ghost. He enjoyed doing the normal things that paranormal beings do, passing through walls, making objects fly, and glowing in the dark. But there was nothing in the world that he loved more than playing the violin. Well, almost nothing. Gustavo was secretly in love with Alma, the prettiest monster in town. But he also had a problem. You see, Gustavo was so shy that some things felt incredibly difficult for him. And the worst part of it, making friends was terrifying. Gustavo had never dared to speak to any of the other monsters. He tried getting close to them in many different ways. But even when he was right in front of them, they just couldn't see him. Gustavo longed to be part of something more than anything. He wanted to make a friend. I have to be brave. I have to let the others see me, he thought. So he decided to send a letter, a very special one. Dear monsters, I would like to invite you to my violin concert, which will take place at the Day of the Dead party next full moon at the cemetery. I would be thrilled to see you there. Gustavo the Ghost. As the days went by, Gustavo couldn't stop thinking, what if no one shows up? What if they don't like my music? What if they don't like me? Except tonight was the night, and this time he couldn't hide. But not a soul had come. So, all alone, Gustavo did what he loved most, and the music made him happy. So happy that he glowed. Oh, how he glowed. Gustavo! We're so sorry we're late. We wanted to get you flowers, but we got lost instead. And then we heard your music, and we saw your glow. We really loved your concert. Would you like to hang out with us? From that moment on, Gustavo's life changed, and everyone discovered that even if he didn't talk much, he was the best at helping and protecting his friends. But mostly, Gustavo never stopped surprising them, and they never stopped loving him. The end.
Hi, my name is Cherry, and today we're going to be making a magic wand inspired by the book Poesy the Monster Slayer. For your supplies today, you're going to need different color pipe cleaners, a pair of scissors, some tape, several strands of ribbon, and a pencil. First step is to make a star out of one pipe cleaner by folding it 5 times. After you do that, you're going to tape it to one end of the pencil. After that, get your ribbon strands and tape it to the other end of the pencil. Start by wrapping the other pipe cleaners from the star end and continue to the ribbon end until the pencil is completely covered. And that's how you make your magic wand. Thanks for watching.
Hello, Rec and Reading. Today, I'm going to be reading Poesy the Monster Slayer by Cory Doctorow and Matt Rockefeller. Posy, bedtime. Do you really need all those toys for bed, Posy? Yes, Daddy. Do you really need me to leave you a midnight snack, Posy? Yes, Daddy. One more thing. Monster book, Daddy. Again? Again. Parents, always with the bedtimes. And those are all the facts about monsters? The beginning? No, the end. The middle? No, the end. The half title page? The end. The author biography? The end, the end, the end. The end? The end! Good night, Posy. Please stay in bed tonight. Good night, Daddy. I love you. I love you too, Daddy. Posy knew she should sleep, but she was much too excited. She'd been listening to the spooky noises and watching the shadows. She knew the monsters were coming, but that was okay. She'd been doing research with her monster book. She'd been making plans. A werewolf? Posy knew all about werewolves from the monster book. Hungry, raiding backyards by moonlight, snatching birds from the nest. Shing! Werewolves hated silver, and they feared the light. Posy waved her wand. The wolfman whimpered at the zigzags of light. She leapt from the bed, collaring the werewolf with her princess frilly pants, silver tiara. He rattled the window with his howl and scampered off with his tail between his legs. Victory! Posy Russell Schnegg! Daddy was cross. You are supposed to be in bed and asleep. You are not supposed to be playing with toys. He took the wand out of her hand, tucked her in, and went back to bed. Sorry, Daddy. Posy didn't tell him about the werewolf. Posy didn't stay in bed. Daddy was scared of monsters. Let Daddy stay in bed. Great old ones were hard to miss. Once you knew what to look for, like a family of octopuses all tangled together. They pounced like crazy. Posy had heard this one climbing her bookcase that evening. This was going to be fun. The great old one made a noise like a frightened tea kettle in a blender rolling down a hill. Got something in your eye? She sprayed her bubblegum perfume in its terrible, lidless eye, and it slithered away, crying. Posy Emmeline Russell Schnegg? Mummy looked really scary. You get into bed right now. It is nighttime. It is dark outside, and I am asleep. Daddy is asleep. You go to sleep. Poor Mommy was so tired. Posy would have to take care of the rest of the monsters more quietly. First up, vampires. They really hated to get dirty. Good thing Daddy left her a midnight snack. As the vampire ran for the laundry room, Posy tripped it with her necklace. It changed into a bat. Posy caught it in a net made of fairy wings. It turned into mist. Posy turned on her fan and blew it out the window. Posy Emmeline Fibonacci Russell Schnegg. Posy was sure she'd been quiet, but Daddy had ears like a bat. Good thing there was only one left. He was so tired that he stepped on a Harry the hair block and said some swears. Poor Daddy. Rotten monsters. And luckily, Posy loved to make new toys. Posy, Emmeline, Fibonacci, Nautilus, Russell Schnegg. Some monsters were tougher than others. She'd do battle with the zombies another night. You look like a zombie. I feel like a zombie. The end.
If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. You're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. If you're a monster and you know it, smack your claws. If you're a monster and you know it, smack your claws. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, smack your claws. If you're a monster and you know it, stomp your paws. If you're a monster and you know it, stomp your paws. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, stomp your paws. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your tail. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your tail. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your tail. If you're a monster and you know it, give a roar. If you're a monster and you know it, give a roar. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, give a roar. Roar, roar. If you're a monster and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're a monster and you know it, do it all.
Hey Reckon Readers, it's me Zetz and welcome to another Reckon Reading. This Halloween inspired Reckon Reading is brought to you today by this fun book, The Hallowiener. We're going to be making a Hallowiene worm chili. That's right, we're making some worm chili. Alright, let's make a mess. This is a super quick recipe and you can use already prepared and store-bought ingredients. So I've already purchased some chopped bell peppers, some chopped onions, some pre-chopped garlic. We need a can of crushed tomatoes, a can of tomato paste, and a can of petite diced. We need a can of red beans or kidney beans, some pinto beans, and some black beans. They look like little tiny bugs in the chili, and that's what I really like about them. Other kinds of critters, we're gonna use some diced chilies, as well as those prepared things. We need some cheese. For the worms, we're gonna cut these hot dogs and make them into worms, and I'll show you the special trick for that, as well as some ground beef for seasoning. Pretty quick and easy. We're gonna use store-bought chili. If not, the recipe will have what you can do to make your own. And a can of Coke, spicy mustard, and to help thicken it, we're gonna use some instant mashed potatoes. That's right, we're gonna use some ogre dandruff. All right, let's make this mess. So for this recipe, you'll need 2 pots. One with just some salted water to make our worms, and the other one so we can start browning our meat. Step 1 is to take the hot dog, cut it into worm shapes, drop it into some boiling water. Once it's curled, take it out of the water, set it aside. So you can use hot dogs if you want, any kind of hot dog you want. I'm using all beef. You can also do this with little smokies, but then they end up like little tiny bugs. So I'm using a full hot dog so it comes out more like a big worm. As you can see, as they're boiling in there, they're starting to curl up. I forgot I was wearing a mask and I was like, oh no, my glasses are gonna steam up. I'm not wearing glasses. Step 2 is to brown the meat. Take it out of the pan once it's nice and browned. I'm gonna do my part and not pour my fat down the drain. I'm gonna pour it into a separate container, and then when it cools, I'm gonna throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Dispose of your oil and grease properly. I have some of the fat still reserved in my pan. I didn't use a clean pan. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking my vegetables. Start off with some bell pepper. Oh, those are strong smelling. Woo! And some onions. And in a little bit, once those cooked a bit, I'll add some garlic. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to use a pot of appropriate size for moments like this. So a little disclaimer, we've just moved into this new kitchen over here and a lot of our equipment is still brand new and I'm not used to cooking with it, so I used the wrong size pot. I should have known better. I should have been smarter. Hey, but what do I say? Let's make a mess. Now there's room to stir, and I don't feel so silly. If I had a superpower, it'd be making a mess. Coke. Well, maybe not all of it. Don't want to forget to add the meat back in. And our chili seasoning. This is actually my recipe for Hakuna Matata chili. We're just changing the name for Halloween. Because if you look at it, don't these all look like little tiny bugs in there? You got your pill bugs, you got your beetles, you got your little black bugs, you got your little green like bugs. And then when we add the hot dogs back in, it's kind of adding the worms. So it is my Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Now that everything's stirred in, I'm just gonna bring it up to a simmer, let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, then add in the last little bit, which is our secret ingredient, the dandruff of an ogre, or instant potatoes, and add some more cheese into it, and our worms, and then that's it. Flavor's kind of gone through the whole way. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna thicken her up. Gonna use some instant mashed potatoes and some cheese. And now, last, gonna add back our hot dog worms. Oh, this looks so gross. I mean, like, this looks so gross, but it looks so good at the same time. It really does look like worms and bugs, and I mean, look, and they wiggle around a little when you stir. You know, it's gross. Yeah. Just gonna get a nice hot dog bun. You're gonna put your worm chili, your Halloweene worm chili in a bun, and then, you know, you gotta have a little more cheese on it because cheese is delicious. Oh, look, they're trying to crawl out. All right, there you have it, everybody. This is the Halloweene inspired Halloweene worm chili cheese. Oh, that's delicious. Anybody that eats this is gonna find it rough to put down. Get it? Rough dog Halloweene. All right, everybody. Until next time, make sure to stay safe and